most people who are bringing something slightly new or slightly different, slightly nuanced into the world do so through a trajectory of building the narrative and building the information systems and flow long before they bring out a book. And as per just about everything in my life, I've done it the other way around, where the books have kind of served as a portal for me to percolate all the thoughts and bring them together and integrate the different things that I think are so important not to look at separately. You know, as an osteopath, fascia and diaphragm and breathing and flow, lymphatic, cellular flow, these things are central to what I've done for over 20 years. And now there's so much more research about those things, how they function, what influences them, the influences they have. Our understanding is much broader and much deeper, which is absolutely brilliant. They are fields in their own right. And so bringing things together has been a way for me to start to create more of a conversation around how each of these things can be expanded, and then start to bring them together and start to see how they're influencing each other. So in the writing of Amplified Human, I talk a lot about fascia, and I talk a lot, but not just in terms of the musculoskeletal functions of fascia. I talk about the oscillation system that fascia can serve, the pump system. It is a pump. And really our whole myoskeleton, our muscles and our bones and our joints are effectively a pump system for the fluids of our body. That is essentially the ground substance of osteopathy. And then really working with, okay, what else is influencing that? When we really get down to it, what's the baseline level and energy, frequency, the brainwave frequency, the heart frequency, the way that the heart rate variability interacts with that, the mitochondria and their processes of healing, of health, of function, of form, the two-way system that mitochondria now have as information. Really, really significant changes in health discovery in the last decade, and bringing those into the conversations that I raise in the book. Sound, which is obviously frequency in itself, and how that generates change, and how we can use that through our breathing, through our heart rate variability, through our movement, through the attendance to our fascia, through our connection with the earth. You know, when we think about the chakra systems, they have particular frequencies, they have particular sounds that they're associated with. And how can we even work on that level? And it doesn't have to be woo. We don't have to separate out the science and spirituality, or that's valid and that's woo-woo. And, you know, there is such a spectrum of what is available to us, and we shouldn't be throwing anything out. There shouldn't be any discarding of one thing over another. And it's not just that the systems work together, it's that we can really integrate these different things through every aspect of who we are and how we want to live. And one of the big themes for me in writing the book has been, how can we be humans in this world as an individual entity without being so individualistic, and then start coming together and serving something wider than ourselves, whether that's just community or a greater purpose or changes out in the world. The goal of the gifts that we are given as a human biological species, integrated energetic species, interconnected species, is huge, and it has great purpose. And I think we all have the availability of stepping into that purpose, of knowing that purpose. And that is part of what I want to bring, of course, in Amplified Human. But that requires a lot of work. When I did the book launch, my close friend Esther said to me, you know, this book requires a lot, asks a lot of your audience, because there is such a deep sense of, once you know yourself, you can trust yourself. And that was really the work that I started getting to a lot in Body, Brain, Heart. That was why I wanted to bring that conversation, because there are so many things that pull us out of ourselves. There's so many things outside of us that want to draw us away from who we can be, in owning and trusting ourselves. And when we're in that space and trusting our own energy field and our own meaning and purpose, then we have so much more capacity and so much more potential. You know, and if you were familiar at all with Body, Brain, Heart, you know that I brought out the 6 P's. And the last of those P's was potency, the potential to fill our essence and our purpose and our meaning in this world, in our own life, and our ability to have great relationships, to have a voice, to be well, to move well. Those are things that are important for all of us, and at some level we are striving for. And of course, the bottom line of anything ever is, how do I belong? How do I be loved? How am I going to be acceptable to others around me? And those, you know, how am I enough? And it's never about enough. I mean, it is, but you start off enough and you never really move away from it. It's only your belief that you are not enough. Any one of us, and you know, we've all had and still have this battle within ourselves, you know, often, but it's being able to have that conversation. And it's Body, Brain, Heart really takes you into that conversation, and then Amplified Human develops it further in how, once you start to have it and start building that trust, you know, you can always refer back to it, but then there are these other aspects as well that show how we are such an integrated species in terms of energy and dynamics and meaning making and function forward. So I hope that helps you to get a little bit more of a picture. I will pop up a little QR code at the end of this video, and you will be able to go straight into even just the newsletter subscription for Amplified Human at the bottom of the page that it'll take you to on my website. And of course, the books are available as well. Wishing you a lovely day.